let's go down to example 3. This time around, we have a single logarithm, so we need to convert to exponential form. Remember, keep my variable on the correct side. So we will have 3x plus 1 is less than 2 to the 4th. Okay, so converted to exponential form. Now we simplify. 3x plus 1 is less than 16. 3x is less than 15, and x is less than 5. This is the solution I get, but now we have to do our domain. So we just have one logarithm, just this guy I need to check, and I need to set that to be greater than 0. So when I solve that, we subtract 1 and divide by 3, gives me x has to be greater than negative 1/3. So now let's analyze. My solution says I have to be less than 5. Well, remember, less than 5 would bring me to any negative values too. We don't want that. So my domain says I have to be greater than negative 1/3. So we'll put those together and that'll be my solution. So again, we can write it in our set notation like this, or we can write it in interval notation. It's a little challenging to do this with one hand, but there you go. Either one would be correct. All right, number 4. If we try number 4 out, this one is a little bit more, thinking involved, but same deal, single logarithm. So we need to convert to exponential, keeping my variable on the side that it was to begin with. So we have 6x is greater than 27 to the 2/3. Recall, what is 27 to the 2/3? We can write that as the cube root of 27 squared. Now, I think it's easier to take the cube root of 27. The cube root of 27 is 3, and then 3 squared is 9. So we get 6x is greater than 9. And then x is greater than, divide by 6 would reduce to be 3/2. Let's check our domain. Our domain is this guy. 6x has to be greater than 0, so x is greater than 0. They're both greater than symbols, so we look at our solution. If I'm greater than 3/2, does that satisfy my domain? Yep, it does. So simply this is all I need. So in set notation, x such that x is greater than 3/2. Oops. Or, again, sorry, with one hand, it's hard to write. 3/2 to positive infinity. And there's your answer. All right, and our last one here, we have the log base 3 of x plus 3 is less than 3. So convert to exponential since it is a single logarithm. X plus 3 is less than 3 to the 3rd. That gives me x plus 3 is less than 27. So x is less than 24. Now that would give me negative values, so we have to double check that domain. Our domain, set what's inside the logarithm. Greater than 0, so we get x has to be apologies, hold the paper down. X is greater than negative 3. So we will put those together for my solution. Again, in set notation, that would be x such that x is greater than negative 3 but less than 24. Or an interval notation. One second. X is from negative 3 to 24. So for all of these there wasn't any equals to sign, so that's why you don't see any brackets, you just see parentheses. Please understand this is interval notation and not an ordered pair. I'm just going to zoom this out, so if you want to press pause to look at all the solutions, you can. I hope that helps.